Okay guys, welcome to the channel. Been a long time since the last video, so I'm just going to post a video about point of view of my XJ since I've had it. I've had this car now for over a year. It is performing really good. Obviously I've spent a bit of time on it, spent a bit of money on it, spent a bit of brass knuckle time, swearing time, you name it, everything. It's yeah, typical of a Jeep, especially at this age. This particular model is a 1996, and it is the 4-litre auto, obviously. Most cases it is the 4-litre. But anyway, yeah, so what have I done to this thing? Well, for those of you who've been following the actual videos that I've been posted, you can see that you know, a fair bit of work's gone into it. The first thing I did that when I bought this vehicle is I gave it a full detail. Now, you know, it came with this massive roof rack, steel roof rack, ripped that off, took it all off. The roof hadn't been cleaned and polished for years. The body probably hadn't seen a polish for many a year, so gave it a really good wash, really good polish. Cleaned the interior. The interior is in really good condition. This particular vehicle, I believe, must have been garaged for a lot of its life. There is absolutely no cracks, no sun damage. It is in very good condition. Close to nearly new condition, I would say. The headlining is pretty good. So it's not the original, but it's another one that's been put in by the previous owner. So yeah. So this car came with the towing pack. It's got the auto cooler sitting out in front of the radiator already. Obviously the tow pack that was installed by the dealers. It's got a aftermarket snorkel. She's sitting on a 2-inch suspension lift. Now that's the rear springs at the back, which are 2-inch lifted, and it's actually got 2-inch spacers on the front coils. The shockers are not original, obviously they're heavy duty. They're in really good condition. Again, they were put in by the previous owner. I took everyone off, put some new rubber bungs on them, and yeah, cleaned them out. Look really good. There's a lot of compression in those shockers, so yeah, they're still working well. So what have I done to the front end? The front end was probably the major issue. So we did some tie rod ends. We did that. We put new axles in front. New axles left and right. So the axles on these cars come with the uni joint, but I went for the closed CV type, which is the one with the boot over the actual, you know, constant velocity joint, the CV. So they're new axles that were put in, new bearings, and new front wheel hub bearings, and also while we were there, the calipers on this thing were actually shot, and the brake pads were actually disgusting. So yep, brand new calipers, brand new brakes. The rear, I've only just adjusted them, but I haven't really looked at those brakes yet, so we'll see how we go there. The tyres are 235, 75, 15, so I went for nearly the originals, so went up a little bit in size, but they are mud terrains and they are one direction, so they do make a little bit of noise, but they're not so bad, hey, not so bad. The vehicle drives really nicely now. We had a lot of issues through the ownership of this year. Had a lot of starting issues, so obviously spark plugs, leads were changed. Still had a long cranks issue. So after obviously going on the forums and checking the internet, I decided to change the throttle position sensor. Basically all the sensors, I can't remember all the sensors that sit on the throttle body, they have all been changed. They're all brand new. It still had that, it started, but it still had a bit of a long crank, but it was getting worse. So brand new battery put in. I actually cleaned up and installed better earthing on this vehicle because the earthing on these cars are just useless and the way they came from the factory. So yeah, cleaned all the earths up, but actually installed better earth straps, more heavy duty earth strap from the factory to the body. So did that, again, still nothing. So looked at the fuel pump. The fuel pump in the end was no problem. So it wasn't the fuel pump. So obviously started looking at a more serious situation of the computer. So I took the computer out and with holding my breath, I actually opened it up, and yep, what did I discover? Discovered that these computers, there's 3 capacitors in there, and they just leak. And this thing leaked all over the board and made a mess of things. I was surprised once it actually started, and it was running. So I don't know how it was running, but anyway, I decided to bite the bullet and buy a good used computer, PCM, and for this particular model, and yep, installed it, and it started first go, no hesitation. It's been doing it ever since. So thank God that's all done. So yeah, I've installed a drawer system in the rear. It's not permanently put in, it's just sitting there via straps, but it's anchored in well so it doesn't move. I have since wired in solar controllers and wiring, so when I put the roof bars on this particular car, the solar panel will sit on that roof bar and it'll be connected up. So yeah, so I'll have off-grid power when we take this car off-road and camping and so on. This car is not my daily. I have a Nissan Navara, 2013 2.5 diesel Nissan Navara, and that's my daily, and that'll be also our camping car. But this car is more of a play toy, so it sits in the garage for most of the time and gets to enjoy the outdoors probably once a week. So yeah, so as I said, the gearbox, we did a full service on the gearbox, so I dropped all the oils and everything, and it's running great. New oil in the engine, new oils in the diffs. I opened up all the diffs, put new oils everywhere. So yeah, so after a full year, the car is running well, keeping my fingers crossed it continues running well, and it drives, as I said, excellently on the road. It brakes as it should, it turns as it should, everything works in here, all the electrics work, and have been working properly since I corrected some of the wiring which I found a lot of crappy wiring on the right side of the engine bay. Actually just cut it because some of it was just doing nothing, and cleaned everything up and rewired quite a few things, and everything is working as it should. And yeah, so keeping my fingers crossed. The car operates as it should, and I'm pretty happy with it. I love it. XJ Jeep. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll continue posting as we move along with this particular vehicle. Thanks guys, thanks for watching, bye.